Hello, fight fans, and welcome to another edition of the Combat Challenge podcast. Today's guest is a brave Combat Federation fighter with an impressive record of 13 wins. Out of them, 8 of them have come in the first round by way of some form of stoppage. Mr. Mario RudeBoy Saeed. How are you, sir?
Good, sir. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Thank you for making time out to engage with us on this podcast. One of the things our viewers would be interested in, including myself, the name RudeBoy. Where did that come about?
So my name was Mario the Arm Collector, because when I was young, I did a few in an amateur. I did loads of arm bars and stuff, and then I fought in Cage Warrior. I took my debut. I took a spot in a core main event, and Paul just said, "RudeBoy it is." So we went with a RudeBoy. You know, I'm kind of the reason the RudeBoy come from is just like it. I always say how it is. You know, if I go problem with somebody, I go to his face. I'm not the sort of guy go behind people's back. So sometimes I come across as a rude, but actually I'm not a rude person. I just say how it is. So that's where I come from.
But there's nothing wrong with that, because you come across as somebody who's like no nonsense, Mario. You know, if you've got something to say, you say it, and then it's done, and then you move on, right?
Honestly, all my life I've been like this. I am not scared of anybody. I don't give a fuck. I always say how it is. If I want to say something to somebody, how it is, and I will say it. It could be anywhere, any place. And that come across as a rude, but I would rather be like this instead of be one of these sneaky guys who talk behind your back and face to face. They're nice to you. That's not how I grew up, and that's not our culture and shit. So.
Well, I think that's a good mentality to have, because then you've got nothing to worry about. What you say is what it is. You mentioned somebody in there called Paul. Is that Paul Sutherland that you were on about?
Yeah, Paul Sutherland. Yeah, that's my coach. You know, I've been with Paul Sutherland since day one. I used to train when I was down Bristol Trojan, and I moved to Gloucester, trained down there, and Paul Sutherland when I was 19, 18, 10, 19. And then I've been there since then. You know, I'm loyal 100% to Paul, and now I own Bristol Trojan. You know, so Paul always been there for me, and we've been down Trojan Free Fire. We create some of the top level fighters, and we're the sort of guy we fight anybody, anywhere. You know, Paul always tell us as long as we give 100%, win, lose, draw, he always proud of us, and that's what we do. Continue doing so.
Before we started the podcast, you showed me around the gym, and it looked amazing. But you're also there representing Trojan, which would be a nice feeling for Paul, because he would have known you since you were a teenager, and he's seen you go along this mixed martial arts journey and ended up representing him within Trojan MMA, right?
100%. You know, like in MMA game, there's really hard people to be loyal. You know, you see people fight, bounce, jump to the gym, doing this, doing that. You know, it's a lonely sport, it's a sad sport, and it's very important to have that trust. Like Paul to me is not just my coach, he's a family. You know, we always there for each other. We 100% back each other up. In fact, everyone in Trojan, like this Trojan we have right now, is we all like that to each other. If one of us throw down, we all throw down. And I guarantee that, you know, one of us kick over the weigh-in, we all kick over the weigh-in. We are so tired at the moment with the 10 of us. We like, for example, like 2 of our guys getting ready for a fight in a Cage Warrior. Every one of us in this lockdown, we got our way to make sure everyone getting what they need to get to be ready. So,
well, that's the true essence of a family, right? Because you're all brothers and sisters, and you're like siblings. So you'll have your moments, but ultimately you'll stick together to help each other out on this journey.
100%. You know, you see so many fighters fail. You know, I never I never said to myself I'm the best fighter in the world. You know, I never said I'm the greatest. I never said any of this shit. But all I say is, you know, any fight I'm gonna go and you fucking know about it. I have fought. You know, I always go give 100%. And down Trojan, that's always Paul ask for us. You know, he always tell us, sit us down. He say, guys, as long as you put your heart and your soul in it, win, lose, draw, we're always proud of you. And we will be doing it. You know, as you look at our down Trojan, we got so many champions. You know, our gym, we don't pick and choose fight. We fight anybody, anywhere. You know, they give us, we're gonna say yes. I never ever personally turn down any fight with nobody. You know, if Paul said we go, I don't even ask for people. When Paul said we go, we go. Everyone on the winning street, apart from me, you know, I lost my last fight. But yeah, everyone else is doing great in the gym. I mean, I lost one fight. It's not a big deal. I had my reason. I'm going to come back and I'm going to do what I do best.
Can we talk about that fight? Who it was against, and how did it go, and how was the build up to that fight, please?
Like, I fought a guy, honestly, I don't know his name. Benoit, I don't know his surname. Something Benoit. He's a French guy, really good fighter. You know, he was undefeated, you know. I think it was 5-0, 6-0, but it was on Sherdog 5-0. I blow my knee up 2 weeks before, which I had an operation. You know, as you can see right now, is still wrapped up. 10 weeks later, still wrapped up my knee. You know, I blow my knee up 2 weeks before the fight. No, sorry, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks before the fight. I couldn't pull out because it's already, I haven't fought for nearly a year due to injury, you know, and my knee just blow up. So I just have to go with it. You know, I remember Paul set me down. He said, listen, let's pull out. I said, no, you know, I'm going to go and, you know, win the fight. That's what our plan is. I'm going to go fucking beat this guy up. You know, I'm banning this guy. And I had a horrible wake up because I couldn't train. And then we end up cutting 7 kilo in from 10 o'clock at night time to 8 in the morning. You know, I did about 20 fucking bath. I was fucked. And no excuse. None of this excuse. Fair play to my opponent. He won the fight. You know, what I realized since I come back from my neck injury, you know, fight is part of my life. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to give the best. If I win, I'm happy. If I lose, obviously I'm not going to be happy. I'm a bad loser. But I'm going to go home and I'm going to correct what my mistake is and go again. You know, it's a support. You win some, you lose some. It's not end of the day. At the end of the day, the most important thing in my life, I got 2 beautiful kids. You know, I go, thanks to God, I'm in a good position, you know, and that's what's most important. And I love what I do. You know, I train, I fight. You know, most people can't do that, and I'm blessed for that.
You are, my friend. You are. One of the things you mentioned in there, Mario, was having to take some time out because of a neck injury. Was that because of the fight you had with Azzy Thomas?
100%. You know, I it's a documentary on YouTube. You can see the video, and I did it down Phuket Top Team Thailand. You know, they got the operation picture, the video and stuff. You know, I ended up with a broken neck. I broke C5, fracture C6. You know, I was out for nearly 2 years. I come back and I fought a bum just to build up my confidence. I fought one bum and fucking beat him. And I'm lucky, you know. They told me I never walk again. You know, most people don't know this. They thought I faked the knockout. Even though if you look at the video, I fucked the guy up the whole way through. And why would I fake the knockout? I won the fight. You know, imagine I must be so clever to do that in front of TV, even though I won the fight. It's just stupid. Anyway, it doesn't bother me anymore. That's been a while ago. You know, my neck is strong. I'm healthy. And, you know, it is what it is. You know, in this game, MMA fans is fucked up, really. Like, my Kurdish fan, they fucking loyal to me. You know, I got a solid army behind me. I got a whole fucking country behind me. Check my Instagram, my Facebook. I'm the only guy in Bellator, in Bama, and thing. I'm the biggest ticket seller in the whole UK. You build the arena, I will sell out on my own. They 100% loyal to me. Win, lose, draw, and that's what is all matter. You know, not so many fighter prime minister call them and say, hey, we proud of you, even you lost. You know, that's the boost for me. My last fight, I lost the fight in Sweden, right? My nose was bust up, fucked up. Prime Minister called me and he said, you know what? I'm super proud of you, you know, and whatever you want from us, let us know. You know, it doesn't matter win or lose. What matter, you out there and you did your best. And not so many people get a call from Prime Minister from back home, you know, and they appreciate what I do, and I do what I do. I don't care what people think, you know. At the end of the day, I'm feeding my kids.
And that call you got, Mario, did you know it was a Prime Minister, or did it kind of catch you off guard?
Honestly, I got a call from somebody, and then I think one of my cornerman had my phone, and he's like, they got a text message from WhatsApp say, hey, Prime Minister, want to speak to Mario, if that's okay. And I remember I was fucking, my nose was all bust up. I was like, who the fuck, what do you mean Prime Minister? I thought it was Boris trying to call me. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, and it was a Kurdish Prime Minister. I know it wasn't Boris, fucking motherfucker, don't even know me. But yeah, he called me, and, you know, he was super proud. He said, when you come back home, we're going to do a lot of stuff for you. We're going to take care of you big time. So, and they're going to do it when I go. So I haven't been there for a while.
You talk about that following, Mario. I looked on your Facebook. You've got like nearly 170,000 loyal followers on there.
Listen, you know, people talk shit all they want. I post a video, I get 50,000 views. Look at my last video I posted. 500,000 people watch it. You know, they stupid. They say, oh, they got this follower, that follower. This idiot, I make $300 a week on my Facebook. How much you making? Boom. My follower is a loyal. That's what I tell people.
One of the things I'm interested in, I'm sure the viewers will be as well, Mario, is your martial arts journey. If that's something that we can delve into, you know, were you born in the UK? Were you born abroad? If we can just talk about your journey and how you've ended up where you are today, please.
So I kind of have a hard brain up, you know. We came into UK when I was about 8 years old. You know, life was hard. You know, I grew up in a war country back home, and my dad bring me here in UK, and he told me, he said, listen, you can either be one of these bum who come from different country and do nothing in their life, or you can be somebody. So I went to college, I finished my university, you know, I still fighting, and I wrestled with my dad when I was young, did a little bit of boxing, wrestling, but it was nothing serious. My dad was, you know, he did it, and then I joined like, we are Kurdish. That's our traditional background is wrestling, you know.
Okay.
All the Iranian Kurdish from all over the country, that's what they're good at, you know. Like Dagestan, Kurdistan, you know, they go few places, that's what they do wrestling. But I was never like strictly until I come to UK, and I just started, you know, and it's been my life, you know. I put a lot of time on this, you know. This is what I do best, and every day I'm learning, I'm growing, and I'm having fun when I'm doing it. So
yeah, for sure. The journey that you've been on, part of that was the jiu-jitsu journey. Am I right in thinking, and congratulations, that you are a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and who was that under, Mario?
I've been with Professor Salvo, and I'm a black belt under Professor Salvo. So that's a Salvatore base down Gracie Bar, Bath. All my BJJ and grappling is with Salvo. You know, me and him, we train every day. Whenever time we get, like in a week, 2-3 times a week, during the daytime, we roll. You know, Salvo is another brother. Like, he literally is not my coach. He's my brother. I love that guy, man. That guy, another guy who I haven't given heart attack yet is Salvo. But down Gracie Bar, Bath, you know, we go a solid, so many black belt, a solid round. You know, you go there, is a family for everybody. You know, it's a family gym for everyone who people come there, feel like down, depressed, stressed, and by the time you leave, everybody's happy, and you know, you just, that's the environment I want to create in my own gym too. You know, I want to build the next generation, and people learn to have respect when respect needed it. Like in this day, everybody trying to be this badass fighter. You don't have to be a badass fighter to prove, you know, you don't have to be a bad person to be a badass fighter, you know. Khabib is a great example of being one of the best in the world, and have a most humblest guy in the world, in my opinion, anyway.
Well, I mean, with Khabib, one of the things he was saying to, I saw a clip with Daniel Cormier, and he was saying, look, you don't need all these different hairstyles and stuff. You know, I'm just okay. I'm just a humble guy. I just want to do my own thing, and, you know, just do my prayers, keep my family happy, and just keeps on the straight path.
Do you know what most fighters do, which is very sad. And I put my hands up. I was one of these fighters. Most fighters want to be somebody that they know. Why? Because the industry we in, they don't like a nice guy. You know, nobody cares if Mario fighting whoever, when Mario's polite. But the second Mario push somebody at the weigh-in, and then everybody interested.
Yeah.
And most people do this. I don't do that anymore. I just want to be me. If I have to fucking punch the guy in the weigh-in, then I will do it. Before, it was like, I have to do it because that's what people want to watch. Now, I go with the flow. If the guy respect me, I respect him back 2 times more. If you're rude to me, we throw him down. And I done that in the past. And that's the best way to be. Like, the only advice I gave to young people, just be who you are. You don't have to be, you know, have 2 different faces. You know, like, in front of people, you're the nicest guy, and fucking, you got a mask on live on TV and shit. It's kind of wrong.
And it is about that respect. And one of the clips that is on your Facebook wall is where you've got the guy in, I don't know I think you got him in a heel hook, and he ended up tapping out. But you wanted to make sure that he was okay because you still wanted to show him that respect, right?
Yeah, I heard the knees pop. Like, the guy dropped me 2 minutes before that. He fucking hit me so hard. Really? I don't remember what day it is. Literally a second before that, when a fight started, the first punch landed, and he landed on my eye. He literally threw me like this, boom. And then he went to ground and pound me. I reverse him. I end up freaking. And that guy is really good at footlock. If you look at his record, he beat the previous champion in that promotion with a footlock. So he's got a few footlock on his record. And the whole fight camp, we end up do no go on the ground with this guy. Well, motherfucker hit me so hard, I end up on the ground, not by choice, you know. And I put a hell hook on him. He was going to do it to me. I managed to counter him because me and Professor Salvo, we drilled it loads of time. And Salvo was in my corner. I couldn't see nothing. I could hear him speaking because I still dazed from the punch.
Yeah.
I managed to win the fight and I popped his knee. But at the end of the day, man, he's go kiss the feet. I go kiss the feet. And I don't want to be the nice guy. You know, I won the fight. I want to shake his hand and I wish him all the best. You know, knee injuries are fuck. Right now I got bandaged. Look at this motherfucker, bro. It's been like that for like 10 weeks and I hate knee injury. Literally, after my fight, I had 2 days after I had an operation and my knee still fucked from it.
The thing with those heel hooks, Mario, and correct me if I'm wrong, it don't really cause much damage to the heel. It just twists all the ligaments around the knee, right?
The ligament, ACL, PCL, you know, meniscula and stuff, it turn it, and I'm fucking good at doing it. But when someone does it to me, it's not very nice. I don't like that shit.
And the thing is, when it pops, that means it's too late because it's hard to gauge. It's not like a muscular pain. It's hard to gauge.
The problem is, like, if you put a choke on me, I will tap. If you put an arm bar, I will tap because I feel it. With a heel hook, you don't feel it. You're trying to fight out of it, pop, then it's too late. That's the problem with most people. They trying to fight out of it and it's just too fucking late. Well, don't get in that position in the first place. That's what Salvo told me. I'm like, Professor, I didn't try to get in that position. He put me in that position. But yeah.
I mean, injuries happen in the sport. Like for yourself, there was one fight where you ended up, did you break your ankle or something? I think there was something that was wrong with your foot.
I broke my foot, yeah. Fucking broke my ankle. Oh. So I thought, well, me and this guy, we had a problem previous. What's his name? Shane Ingram. We always had a problem. Like, he fought one of my teammates. He broke my teammate's freaking eye socket. And I called him out instantly after, and it never happened. And my friend beat him. He took the belt off him, even though with a broken eye. Then I called him up, and we fought in K1. And I beat him, I think, by decision, majority decision or split decision, one or the other. He's a tough guy. And then he would just keep calling me out, say, let's fight. You beat me in K1, and I'm an MMA fighter. And I was like, fuck yeah. Listen, I don't look people record and stuff. Anyone call me out, even my grandma called me out, we fight. If you want to fight, we fucking fight. So he was like, record me shit. You know, some people with 16-0 on his fucking bag of shit, and some people with 10-5 on the savages you can get. Look at Jorge Masvidal, 13-20. That's what his record is. Yeah. Good luck, go fight that fucking dude. So I fought him in MMA, and then in the second round, I beat him first round comfortably. And the second round, the first fucking punch I throw, my ankle pop. And then he fucking took me down. He was short. To be honest, when my leg go on, I limping. He doesn't know what he was doing. He was like surprised. I think his nice side kicked in because he's like, oh, fuck this. He come at me. I took two. I managed to take him down. And then I remember Paul coming in the corner. He looked at me. He's like, hey, there's two choices. Option A, go fuck him up. Option B, I chuck the towel then. Say, boss, get the fuck out of here, man. Listen, I'm going to take this guy down. I'm going to beat him. And I literally stand southpaw. I throw the biggest fucking hook. You can see it from London to Bristol. That, you know, you could have a coffee and come back. It would still be traveling. That was how shit it was. And I got the underhook on him. I took him down. And as I took him down, I remember he's like, stop fucking humping me. I'm like, bitch, try to get out there. Just tap him. I'm experienced now. I know how to stall the round. So I stalled the round. I went by decision. And that fight camp, it was the hardest fight camp in my life. People don't understand. My dad go through cancer. And they told him he's got 3 months to live, right? And I worked so hard in that fight camp. My mind is fucked. My dad's dying right in front of me. I can't do anything, And I bought a ticket for him, and in that day of the fight, they have to take him to hospital because he literally just collapsed completely. And they were like, again, you want to pull out of the fight? I'm not going to pull out on the same day. It's no fair on him. So that's why I was so emotional after the fight. And I pointed to the chair. I said, that's my dad's chair. I actually bought a fucking VIP ticket, but he couldn't be there. Wow. Good news is that is really good right now. So he's on a control. So
the crazy thing is for you that even though you had that injury, so many people could have just said, I'll tell you what, yeah, throw the towel in, I'm done. But that's the true essence and character of a fighter, right? Where you really want to go out on your shield rather than just sat on a stool.
I always been like that. I never claimed to be a best fighter. I never claim to be, say, I'm one of the best, I'm the greatest. No. What I know is I will always do my best. And doing my best is no quitting. I will go out there, and probably if I go out there, I might get knocked the fuck out in the first punch he land on me. I would rather go out there and get knocked out instead of me quitting, because at the end of the day, I gotta face myself in the mirror and say, you know, you quit. I went out there, the fight went in my way. I could have gone out there and fucking first punch he land on me, I go out clean. But you know, there are so many fighters out there, they focusing on other people. Oh my God, what he's gonna do, what's he doing, what's he gonna, bro, just focus on yourself.
Yes, true.
Be the best person you can be as a fighter. Stop thinking about what other fighter gonna do. You know, I don't want to compare myself to nobody. As far as I know, in my head, if I fight anybody, I'm the best. And if I'm not the best, then what the fuck's point I'm going to that fight? Do you know what I mean?
True.
And there are so many fighters in this game, they focus on other people, and they focusing on thing is not important. You know, focus on your goddamn fight. And one thing about me, I keep saying it over and over again, I always do my best. And Paul told me, do you want me to chuck the towel, or do you want me to go back out there? I'm like, bro, get the fuck out. I remember word by word. I'm like, boss, get the fuck out. Watch me, I'm gonna take him down. I'm like, let's just hope he don't fucking kick that leg. That's my 1 minute round. I'm like, boss, let's hope he don't fucking kick that leg. He's hurt. And he's like, do you want me to chuck the towel? I'm like, nah, I gotta fuck out. I'm like, I'm gonna take him down. And lucky I throw the punch, it worked. You know, this is the fight game. You need a bit of luck sometimes to win the fight as well, you know?
The other thing is, Mario, you mentioned about the documentary that you did in Phuket, Thailand, and I'll put the link in the contents bit so people can have a look at that. It's not a long documentary, but it's quite hard hitting to watch, because you go quite deep in there, and you talk about your life abroad before you came to England, and how it affected your family as well. We can ask people to look at that documentary so they can go know a little bit about your life, or if you want to talk about what it was that you discussed within that documentary, so that viewers can hear it straight from you.
You know, when I was young, my dad was working in the military and stuff, you know. I don't want to go too much in detail, and that's the reason we live in England. And then people trying to kill my dad. So they couldn't kill him. You know, back in the days, back home, it's not like here. It's not stable and shit, you know. And there's two parts, and somebody trying to kill him. So my mom got killed in front of me when I was young. And I had to deal with it until today, you know. And fuck me up even today. Some days it's good, some days bad. But I just have to be positive, you know. The documentary's there. People can go have a look, you know.
For sure, man, for sure.
It was hard for me to do, and I don't want to discuss it, but like, I spoke to my dad, and he's like, maybe if you talk about it and make you feel better, you never talk about it with anyone else. You know, the thing is, when you grow up in England, it's a different lifestyle. I come from having nothing, 10 people live in the same bedroom and all that shit. And then you come to UK, like I got two beautiful daughters now, and I see them, they got everything. You know, I try to give them everything because I don't have absolutely fucking nothing. If that makes sense?
Yeah, sure.
And you know, you come here and then you like, what the fuck? This is how what normal people live? Because back then you see a dead people next to you and you just walk by it, just a normal shit.
Really?
Like literally, I see on my own eyes people blow up, and I thought, yeah, I'm just gonna carry on, get my bread, and go back home. And that's how it is.
How old were you then, Mario?
80 years old when my mom got killed in front of me. But listen, I can't sit here and cry about it. You know, I fucking been down over this over and over again. It's part of life.
Yeah, sure.
And it's out of my control. And I'm grateful to live in England. I'm grateful that I got this platform in UK that allow me to work, allow me to have a healthy family, allow me to come to training and not to be scared by the time I go home, my daughter is gonna get killed.
Yeah.
So I'm forever grateful to be in England, and this is my home. I love this country like I was born in it. And
well, you do, because I've seen on some of your fights where you don't just represent the Kurdish flag, you represent the British flag as well.
No, some of my fight, every single fight I fought is both flag in it. One of them Kurdish, one of them English, the back of it. Because I equally love England. You know, some people come to this country and they take it for granted. You know, they become lazy, they don't want to work, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that, they're respecting this. bro, if you don't like this country, what the fuck you doing in here? Go back to your country. I'm not being rude or anything, you know? But I love this country because it opened a door for me, you know? If I was back home, I'd be dead or I would be in prison. That's guaranteed. Right now, I'm not none of them. You know, I'm changing life every day. I'm trying to tell a young generation from my fan page, look, there's a life out here. I'm trying to tell kids class when I'm teaching, you know, if I can come from this fucked up background and I can be doing great. I'm not saying I'm doing amazing, but I'm doing all right for myself. You know, half of the people, if they did a walk in my shoes, they won't even be here. They'd be in jail or they'd be dead.
For you, Mario, there'd been many a times where there would have been crossroads, and if you would have gone left, you would have gone down a different path, you know, but it sounds like 100%. You chose the right path to go on.
And 100% is like some of the people back home as well, they don't do it by choice, but that's all they know.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to survive, you got to be a killer. Simple as that. Like, don't look at these days, 2021, like, we got technology and shit. Back in the day, it wasn't like this.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Saddam was killing every motherfucker. He killed 182,000 people in 10 seconds. He nuclear bombed a freaking village. 5,000 people died in 2 seconds. It's all on YouTube, Google. My dad was live about half an hour away from the city. It was a war. And look, I'm grateful to be here. And this is my home. UK is my home.
So if people want to know, they can look at that documentary. One of the things on that documentary was some sparring and stuff you did. Can you talk to me a little about your experience in Phuket and how that was?
Well, I've been one of the coaches in Phuket Top Team for nearly several years now. You know, I go there like 4 or 5 times a year, spend 5 months, 4 months, 3 months, you know, back and forward in UK there. You know, I love Phuket Top Team. They love me. I love them. You know, there are so many high-level fighters, UFC fighters, Bellator, you name it, all over the fight, Brave, you name it. And I go there, you know, just do me again. I'm going there, lose weight, get healthy, train, come back, and do my best. Hoping get a W on a fight. And down Phuket, like Boyd over there is the head, the owner. You know, me and Boyd, we very good friend. Like really good friend. You know, I got so many UK guys, got free sponsorship for them in Thailand and stuff. You know, anybody I can help out, I always help people. If people know me close enough, they know I'm trying to always help people. And, you know, I was getting ready fighting that Chris Bungle in Bellator. And as you can see in the documentary, I broke my ribs. 2 of my ribs I broke, and it was just really freak accident. I suplexed somebody, and then the ribs is broke. You can see his blood in it instantly. I didn't say nothing to anybody. I went to do my medical, and they didn't pass me. So I was like, I called Bellator up, and I said, yeah, I'm fine. And Jude called me like, no, you can't fight. You can't fight with no medically pass. And they pulled me out, and that was it, you know. And then pandemic happened, you know, I couldn't get a fight anywhere because of this. And I was keep pressing my management, like, get me a fight. And he's like, look, Brave love you. And guess what? I'm getting more paid in Brave than in UFC fight I get paid now.
Wow.
Yeah. So
the thing is,
Brave look after me, and I'm going to keep fighting there. I'm happy.
The thing is, Mario, it's not that you're just there as a fighter. You're also a product, a commodity, and you've got a good platform, a great platform. You've got a great following, and that helps towards putting Brave Combat Federation on a platform, which they want to reward you for the work that you do. 100%.
Like, look, I every post Brave put he get 2,000-3,000 comment or 2,000 like because of me. If it's my picture. If they put any other picture, they get like 20-30. Proven. I grow Instagram for them. I got the biggest followers. You know, if they come to UK, I will sell the whole place out on my own. They know that. I know that. If they go to any Arab country, I got so many fans over there. They will come to there too. You know, that Sheikh know that I spoke to the owner. You know, he understand. My last fight didn't go plan. We had a great plan. It didn't go plan. But this is part of life. You know, you feel the best fighter is the one who fell and then pick himself back up and prove everybody's wrong. And I will become a Brave champion. You know, I will become a Brave champion. Mark my word. I don't care if I have to go through the whole fucking one by one until I get there. Brave nowhere. Anybody they offer me, I said yes. They offered me 3 opponents last time. I said yes. 1 of them didn't go through. 2 don't go through. third one, he said yes, and I turn up, and it didn't go my way. I'll be back.
The thing is, Mario, it shows your character to Brave Combat Federation. So they'll be like, well, whoever we put in front of Mario, we've got nothing to worry about because he's going to sell the fight as it is.
They know that already. You know, the Brave know that already. The one of the Sheikh know that already. The other Sheikh know that already. You know, they're all good friend of mine. We have a regular talk. You know, they already want me to fight right now. I told them about my operation. I spoke to the matchmaker. He told me, when you're ready, let me know. I'll put you through. You know, there's other promotion interest me in too. You know, that I got messages from them consistently. You know, like KSW was interested. You know, they go to my management. They offer me contract. UAE Warrior was interested, especially UAE Warrior. If I look at the check, I was like, damn, I should have gone there, but yeah, I didn't. Listen, future bright, and I'm gonna do me. I just turned 30, you know. People don't realize I've been doing this shit for a long time, you know. I just turned 30, and I'm taking my time still. I'm still young.
You still got a couple of fights in the tank there, Mario.
100%. I still got like 5 fight, get that belt and see where the future holds, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
To me, I got everything I wanted in a fight. To me, I don't want to be a bunch of fighters who have nothing by the end of it. I got everything I wanted. You know, I got 2 beautiful kids. I got a gym. I see the bond I have with my daughters when I train with them in the gym. You know, all my students, my adult classes, my kids classes, and I'm doing great. You know, I'm doing great. For a young man who come to this country who couldn't speak a word of English, come back from fucked up background, you know, I'm doing all right, actually.
You're doing a lot better than a lot of people, Mario. One of the things we talked about before we started this podcast were people that you were interested in competing in the future. And you mentioned one name to me. So I want you to tell the viewers as to why you're interested in this person, and then you can disclose this person's details to us.
Listen, I want to fight him, to be honest. It's just because he come off a loss. I come off a loss. He's a Connor McGregor's bitch. So, you know, I think, listen, I've been always Khabib's side. He's always a Conor McGregor side. So, listen, it'd be a good fight. Listen, no disrespect to him. You know, he come off a loss. I come off a loss. You know, we both fight in the same division. I think he's a bitch. So let's fucking fight. Let's find out who's a real bitch. And what's his name? Kane Cowley, Conor McGregor's side chick. What's his name?
It was Kane Cowley you mentioned.
Cowley, that's the one. Yeah. Listen, I got nothing against the motherfucker, but if you want us throw down in March or April, I'm ready for it. Let me know when.
And he's under the same federation, right?
He's the same federation. You know, we fought a few times in the same card. You know, I fought for Bama title. He was in the undercard. And I fought in Dublin. He was in the same card. And a few times we cross each other, but we never actually fight each other. And now I think he dropped down to my division. Hey, motherfucker, let's have a scrap. You know, I called this motherfucker out. If you want to fight, let me know. I mean, listen, I come off a loss. He come off a loss. This only makes sense. There's one of us fucking have to win now. You know, listen, he's a good fucking striker. It's gonna be the fight, striker versus grappler. That's gonna be a good fight. You know, I gotta take his ass down and choke the motherfucker out. I'm sure he's gonna come knock me the fuck out. Hey, who don't want to see this? You know, it's gonna be a good fight. He's got big followers. I got massive followers. He's got the whole Ireland behind him. You know, he licked Conor McGregor's ball all the time. Conor will back him up. So fuck it, let's do it. It'd be a good one.
So
let me show you what he look like. You know, I even screenshot his motherfucker. Like, look. You know, he's this is the where. Can you see it? Hang on.
You'll have to just zoom in a bit closer to the camera.
This is the bit. And look, you can see he's licking Conor McGregor's ball somewhere in here. I seen it the other day. I was like, bitch, you can do this. Well, I mean, if they want to fight, I'm sure. Listen, their team, John Kavanagh love to. You know, there we go. You know, John will take the fight because he take the fight, because he think I'm an easy fight, and I know what John like. I know the way he think, and let's do it. I think it's gonna good fight. You know, I'm gonna go out there trying to fuck him up. He's gonna come fuck me up. He's gonna come short. I'm gonna win. Everyone is happy. There you go. Problem solved. Big shout out to all my Kurdish fans. I just gonna say in Kurdish as well, so because they can see, I'm gonna share this on my Instagram and Facebook. زور سپاسی همو کردان اگم که پشگیری مگن سپاسی یەک بێکتانەکەم ئیشەڵا مانگی سێ یاریەکەم هەموو کوردستانە لە پشتمە و ئاڵاگە دایم لە هەموو شوێنە بەرزەکەمەوە. So basically I just said big shout out to all my Kurdish fans. I love you all my English fans, I love you all. Every single one of the person who believe in me, who sponsor me, who support me through my gym, through my journey. You know, it's too many to mention. I'm grateful. You know, every people know me close enough. They know how grateful I am, and I thank every one of them. Thank you guys for taking time out to do this today, and let's see if that motherfucker get back to me and brave and watch the fight in March, April, wherever he want ready. I'm in a fight camp right now getting my boys ready down Trojan, and let's do it. So.
Well, Mario, it's been really, really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to having this podcast with you. And you haven't disappointed at all, man. Honestly, I'm just super stoked that I've had this podcast with you. And once you have your next fight, inshallah, the plan is after that for us to get together and have another podcast and talk about that fight.
Inshallah, brother. Inshallah. When it comes, you know, every time I always say, if Allah willing to have anything happen, it will happen. And you know, if God would make that fight happen, hopefully it was gonna happen. And I'm going through recovery now. I start training already, and hopefully he's healthy. And you know, listen, we're in a hard time at the moment. Everybody struggle through you know, depression and stuff, especially with COVID. I just think we should stick together and be positive. There is so many negativity going on in the world, and you know, I just trying to share as much as positive as I can. And if I can change one person's life or change his mindset, that's what my mission is these days.
Well, it's a good way to look at it, Mario, because just by definition, people that follow you, they watch you and they kind of emulate you, and there'll be things that they'll want to do, that similar things that you do. And so you have a sense of responsibility to help people in that way, right?
100%, you know, the amount of message we get, you know, I got 3 admin working on my pages, and the amount of message I get, like kids, you know, they look up to me, kids, they want to be like me, kids, who want to be a fighter, you know, all over the UK, because remember there's 90 million Kurdish people around the world. So I got Kurdish from Sweden, like I got Kurdish all over the world. They look at me. Does that make sense? And I got adults, and if I can change somebody's life, if I can give one positive advice, you know, we live in a day and age, you know, it's so hard to be positive, and people are so quick to judge you, people so quick to put you down. Instead of lift you up, they always put you down. So my dad used to always say, if you haven't got fucking anything good to say, shut the fuck up, don't say a single way, mind your own business and walk away. And I live by that rule. I always tell my daughter the same thing, you know. I say, baby, if you haven't got anything good to say to your friend, don't ever say no to word or don't be bully.
It is, no, it is, and it's a good mindset to have. So, Mario, it's been absolutely amazing speaking to you, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side after your next fight. Okay.
Let's go, champ. Oi.
Thank you, brother. I see you later.